In the 1800s, the canal downtown was the site of the second largest slum in America. There were black folks who were coming from the South who had been freed off of plantations and sharecropping situations coming north. And so this slum began growing and growing and growing. Frank Flanner, a funeral home director, he and his wife were so outraged at the living conditions that they saw going on in the slums that they decided to donate the money and the land to start an organization that would help those black families that were located there. So they actually hired Booker T. Washington to come to Indianapolis. We are one of the original settlement houses. Booker T. Washington is very well documented as being a person that advocated for this notion of proving your value and your worth through being independent, being self-sufficient and self-determined. The mission that he started when he created that 125 years ago is exactly what we're still about today. Holonomy is the idea of looking at the interconnectedness of things. So if you take the back off of an analog watch and you see all the gears in the back, some of them are really big, some of them are really tiny, and they're all working in concert to make the watch work. If you think about the neighborhood or the community like the watch as a whole, then all of the pieces, education, housing, workforce development, food justice, mental health, all of those things are the individual cogs that make the whole watch function. That if Flanner House is this umbrella organization that is the shell of the structure, every room in the house is a different program or service. So early childhood education, that's really at the heart of what makes a civilization, a neighborhood, or a community thrive and grow. It's the ability to transmit knowledge onto the next generation for the purpose of being able to sustain itself. Our Center for Working Families is really kind of the heartbeat of the entire operation because it centers and it keeps feeding back into itself. You know, we run the largest urban farm in the city. 2.3 acres, our farm produces about 40 to 50,000 pounds of food a year. While our food work is about people eating, it's also about feeding people intellectually. It's about feeding people spiritually at the same time, which is why we created the program to be that way. And then the extension of that is Cleo's Bodega and Cafe. Cleo's really became more than just this food outlet. It has become this social hub and this place where people know that they can gather and be supported.
That's where the bookstore, that's where Morning Star Mental Health Center housing program has come out of the need of what the community had said.
It is this notion of making sure that every single thing we do is connected to every single thing we do. Be able to create an organization where every single aspect of it feeds back into the beloved community. That it's a place of resistance. But it's a place of resistance that's filled with joy to nourish your soul and your spirit, to be able to have the energy to get back up and to go out and do the fighting and do the heavy lifting. That this is that place of renewal that gives you that sense of joy to be able to know what's worth fighting for.
Our journey to get where we are has not always been easy. I could very well be sitting in your seat. I'm not so far removed.
I got you. Like, you're gonna be okay, I got you. Like, that's what we try to be for kids, adults, seniors, whoever walks through the door. They're home.